shot. Can you lift your hand up so I can see what's in it? Oh, okay.
Are you 6 or 7 months ago, it was the start of semester 2, and this will be like the darkest period of like our lives. Like everything leading up to this point was just a fucking fever dream. And I want to express concern for all of y'all to stay safe out there, bro, because this story is like I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, but like if I had moved 2 inches to the right, bro, like I would not be here to tell this story. Like I would be fucking dead. Like my head would be off of its body. But yes, I'm gonna tell the story about how I almost got shot and killed at a party last year. So I went to these parties with these 2 girls. We're gonna call one of them Maya and Shamaya. So basically, Maya, she went to this university, right? And her university like has all these parties like every weekend. Shamaya, she doesn't go to parties as much. Like she's kind of like the nerd who like stays home every day and studies. Hey, that's respect, bro. No disrespect to her, bro. No disrespect. But basically, me and Maya, we would go to these parties like every weekend. However, there was this one Halloween party, bro. There was this one Halloween party that was going to be thrown. And we were all like excited for this, bro. Like we were trying to find these costumes for this party. Maya dressed up as a police officer, which is ironic. Shamaya dressed up as a nerd, which is also ironic. I dressed up as a 19-year-old virgin, which is also ironic. But yes, we were heading to this party, and I'm not gonna lie, it was being thrown at this house, and I fucked with most of their parties. Like, you know, their parties is cool. You know, usually it gets turned up like pretty quickly. But yeah, what had happened was we had went inside of this, you know, house, right? And there were like hella people in here. There were hella people I knew. I was dapping up everybody like, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Nigga, I was over here dapping up randos. But yeah, we went inside this house, right? And what happened was we had to all go outside because this usually happens at parties. Like when the inside gets too crowded, you know, there's hella people coming in. You know, we all have to move outside because it's a lot more space, basically. Cause like, no, nigga, the whole city's at this bitch, right? So we're in the backyard of this party, right? And usually there's like a transition where they have to like move all the music and everything outside. Now, I was like, something felt off. Like my friend, she was listening, right? She was like eavesdropping in other people's conversation, and she was hearing people say stuff like, there are people that are not supposed to be here. Now here's the thing, that's the thing with every party, right? Like there are, you know, underage people that are coming there and they're not supposed to be at these parties and shit like that. But no, like something that felt like, okay, so yeah, usually at some of these parties, right, there will be like a lot of underage people there, but no, that this was something that was like out of the ordinary though. Like it was weird. Like there were literally people that weren't supposed to be here. Now mind you, I was not paying attention or nothing like that, nigga. I'm just living in, you know, present tense. But yeah, Maya is eavesdropping. She's like hearing people say like, yo, something is off a little bit. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. And then we all start running like towards the opposite direction. Now, my first like intrusive thought was, oh, this is probably the police trying to shut down the party. And I was like, bro, that is lame. Why are they trying to shut down every party? But no, everybody was running like a lot more hectically. Like people were falling and tripping and everything. And I'm like, bro, if this is the police, bro, they gotta get fired, bro, because they doing too much. And plus, they have tear gassed the party before. But no, people, they're running like a lot more like uncoordinatedly. People are falling and tripping, bro. I see my homegirl Maya. She falls over here. She trips and falls. I'm trying to help her up so we can get moving. Once we both start running, we're yelling for Shamaya because we don't see her anywhere. We're yelling Shamaya, Shamaya. And then we see her behind this bush, right? And her leg was bleeding like really badly. And there were like these students that were like trying to help her knee or whatever, trying to give her like, I guess, this cloth. And then Shamaya is like, she seems like eerie, and she's like, bro, Chris, call 911, right? So I go ahead, I call 911, right? And I'm over here talking to the dispatcher, and the students are telling her like she got shot, bro. She got shot. And then the dispatcher picks up. The dispatcher picks up, right? They're like, 911, what's your emergency? I'm like, yo, so like my friend just got shot in her leg. And then the dispatcher, she's asking me all these questions like, okay, where are you guys at? Mind you, I don't even know the address of where we are at, bro. I asked Maya like, yo, what's the address? She tells the dispatch, you know, the address, right? And then the dispatcher is asking us these questions like, okay, where is your friend? I'm like, we're behind this bush, right? We tell them like, yo, we're behind this bush, right? The dispatcher asks us, okay, where's the killer at? Mind you, I don't know where the fuck the killer's at. I didn't even know there was a killer till like 20 seconds ago. I know just as much as fucking John over here or fucking George. Like, mind you, I literally do not know shit, bro. So I'm over, yeah, we don't know where the killer is at, bro. I suspected, okay, maybe this was like some kind of like drive-by or some shit. I really did not know. But yeah, once we give like all the information to the dispatcher says the police will be on the way. The police came like 10 seconds later, bro. So I'm not gonna lie, police, bro. The police in the ambulance, bro, they all pulled up, bro, like 10 seconds later. So they're all, you know, running over trying to help her, right? This is where the beginning of the video was, like where y'all saw the video and heard the ambulance and everything. But yeah, the police, they're trying to like help her knee and everything. Shamaya asks us like, can you come with me to the ambulance? We're like, yeah. But the police, they have to keep us like after. Now, I don't mean to brag. I wasn't scared or anything. Like, I was actually like kind of like chill, because I tend to be like detached in some of these situations. But nah, Maya, she was like over here crying and everything. I'm trying to like calm her down and shit. I'm like, do you want to pray? Like, cause I mean, thankfully it was just the knee, bro. It could have been worse. Like I said at the beginning of this video, like either of us could have easily been just fucking killed, like within like 20 seconds, and that shit would have been a lot worse. But yeah, the police, like, they have to like keep us after, because we're the only witnesses. Everybody else, like, they got scared and they ran and they left, right? I don't blame them. But no, we were like the only witnesses, and we needed to obtain some kind of like lead onto the situation. Now, you know, they give us a clip. First of all, they ask us for our ID and everything, so I give them my state ID. Maya, she had her school ID, so she gave that to them. But yeah, the police officer, they give us like this clipboard, and we have to just write down like everything we know. Now, mind you, like I said, I did not know shit. I knew just as much as fucking Bobby over here or fucking Stacy. Like, I genuinely did not know shit. So I kind of didn't, you know, I'm sure I didn't have much insightful information to give them. The best thing I told them was, Gunshots went boom, 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 and we all ran, and Shemaya's leg is bleeding. Like, that's literally like all I could fucking tell them. Now, like I said before, right? Maya, she was being very observant. She was listening, bro. She was paying attention. She was writing down everything, her conspiracy theories, her ideologies, all that, bro. So W Maya. But yeah, bro, I really did not have much insightful information to give, so I'm sure I wasn't much help. But yeah. After that, we gave like the clipboards to the police officers, right? And the police officers told us, usually we're not supposed to let you go because we still need some information, but just make sure to keep your phone on for tonight. And yeah, and then we all left. Now, fast forward to like the next couple days, because the killers were not found until like later on in the week. So I think there were about like 6 to 7 killers, and a majority of them were like minors. Like, little bros had high school. Little bros was in high school. Like, some of them probably had a math test the next day. But nah, there were about like 6 to 7 killers, right? And I think what had happened was they had found the driver, right? And the driver had to they had to like ask the driver for like some information. First they had incarcerated them, right? Like, obviously he went to jail, but they didn't have any other information as far as who the fuck these people were, like where the other people were. So what they did was, while they were incarcerated, they took the guy in for questioning. Tell me why this nigga snitched on everybody. Like, bro, you is lame, bro. You literally had suspense. You literally had aura for like a few days. Now all of a sudden this guy just snitched on his entire friend group. So yeah, all the killers were eventually incarcerated, I suppose. But yeah, Shemaya's leg was fine. It ended up healing, thankfully. All I gotta say, bro, is God is good. Now, the reason why I say I was a couple inches away from dying, because I'm not exaggerating, is because Shemaya, she had to build like a legal case around this, because like obviously she was like the only victim. I think it's deserved that she gets some kind of like case built against this, get some kind of payout. But what it ended up happening was what happened? Okay, so she had like an attorney, I believe, and they had looked at the footage, right? And in the words of Shemaya, I didn't see the video, so I don't know personally, but in the words of Shemaya, gunshots was flying past me, dude. They were literally flying past me. So this is why I'm saying like I was a couple inches. Like, imagine if I was just like, boom, I would have been fucking dead. So like, yeah, that is the story, bro, of how I almost got Charlie. Bro, I'm not I'm not about to get in trouble. That is the story of how I almost got shot. And y'all gotta stay safe out there, bro. Like, have some type of like self-awareness when it comes to these situations, bro, because I think it's important to be like aware of what's going on and everything. Peace.